Rise and shine, McAlester. Welcome to Harper Mountain Coffee House at 224 South 3rd Street in McAlester. Have a cup of joe with us and enjoy the show. You're tuned into Coffee with the Coach, brought to you by Tanny Hill Furniture, Dowdery Pharmacy, Reagan Auto, and Dobson Fiber, live on KNED 1150 AM, 98.3 FM, as well as video streaming on YouTube. I'm your voice of the Buffaloes, Brandon Green, and a week after taking down a top 5 team on the road, the Buffaloes are looking to do it again tonight. The McAlester Buffaloes have sole possession of number 1 this week and are looking to defend it against the number 3 Coweta Tigers. You're going to want to be there for this one. However, if you are absolutely unable to make it, you can listen on KNED or online at McAlsterRadio.com, video streaming near kickoff on the McAlester Radio YouTube channel. Now, with all that said, let's welcome the head coach of the McAlester Buffaloes, Forrest Mazey.
Glad to be here. Glad to be back.
So, Coach, one of the most exciting games in your tenure here at McAlester,
Right.
34-33 win in overtime against Del City. What were your thoughts on the win?
Offensively, just tough to, in a game like that, you're going to have to, I would say, be careful and pick your shots. It was late in the game. Obviously, you didn't expect to go down 10. You're hoping they'd miss it or something, be down 7, have an opportunity to go tie it up. And we had scored earlier in the game, and then, with how they run and how they run their coverage and how they flow real hard, we figured we might have it again, and it was there again to score immediately. 80-yard touchdown with that, and then obviously have an opportunity for an onside kick and preserve your timeouts. So we didn't get the onside kick. Obviously, there was some controversy there, but we did. They got the ball back, and then I just told the guys to keep playing. I had 2 timeouts. We'll see where it falls if they keep running plays, and then sometimes if you lead, luck and opportunity, good things happen.
You didn't even have to use your timeouts to make that comeback,
Correct.
too. That was what's nuts to me. I was saying it's 46 minutes, and it's a defensive game. Final 2 minutes, 3 plays.
Yeah, no timeouts. I didn't have to use one timeout in the whole situation. And, we get out of bounds on the screen, and then we throw another screen, and Eric breaks some tackles and goes to the house. And we still had 2 timeouts. I think I used them in that last and I used one in the last minute when they were driving to score.
So was there ever a moment in the game where it hit you that, goodness, we're going to do this. We're going to overcome this 10-point?
When Eric spun out of the one tackle, I thought he might go, and then he went, and then I was like, oh, my God. We just took the lead. Mm-hmm. And it's almost – I feel like sometimes we're fortunate that we probably missed the extra point more so than made it, because they would have had to go to the end zone. You have more opportunity for them to
win it there.
Right. Yeah. Win it in regulation and with a Hail Mary, or – somebody falls down in coverage, or you jump and somebody falls down. I've seen it happen. So put it in our hands a little bit. I think when you put it in a 10-yard line, I like our chances more so than not.
Multiple people messaged us with the same question, so this is kind of a fan question just from multiple people.
Right.
It's like trying to pick a favorite kid to me. How does this win stack up against that one in El Reno?
Man, hand in hand.
Right.
Because they both mean different things.
Mm-hmm.
I think the win in El Reno probably catapulted us to what we are now. A championship caliber football team. And then the win Friday night just solidified what we've become. A gritty team that's willing to lay it on the line and do what's needed for a win. And so, like I said, I think they mean 2 different things to us. But very, very, very similar.
So I want to talk about, once again, I can't rave enough on the defense. Early back-to-back touchdowns, but they really buckled down phenomenal the rest of the way.
Right.
When you consider they started a lot of drives on your side of the 50, and they were able to, with their backs to the end zone, force them to field goal attempts. What did you think about the resilience to bend but not break for the Black Death D?
We had preached that, if you can make them snap it and keep driving, obviously they have a good field goal kickers, one that most don't. And take away their ability at the big play, because if you watch, all their games, very similar to tonight, is their ability and their want to for the big play, catch and run, throw and run big plays or score long touchdowns, and for a team like Del City and even Coweta, you have to take their big play ability away. You have to take away the chunk yards. If they have to snap it over and over again, there's more opportunity for a mistake, and and it's just the game plan, and they executed it correctly. They bend but don't break, make them snap the ball. If they score, make them drive it, 8 to 10 plays, and if they don't, they have to kick a field goal.
With all that happened in the final 2 minutes in overtime, it actually can be really easy to overlook the 90-yard touchdown return by Blaze Ball. What did that do to get you, mentally back into the game?
Yeah, anytime you're down 14-0, you kind of, oh my God, what happened? And then they kick it, and they leave it short, and we return it for a touchdown. And Blaze did a good job. We did a good job, with our guys blocking, and then Chaz gets out in front and just gets in front of the kicker. I don't think the kicker wanted any part of it, so he just had to shield him off. So, but that puts us immediately back into the mindset of 7-point ball game. You're not looking at down 2 scores. It's a 1-possession ball game again.
Looking at lineman and scout team player of the week.
The lineman, it was Code, wasn't it, for the first time in a long time? Was it Perkins? Or was it Woods? It was Woods. It was Woods and actually Garrett Shumway, because he was in, with Dozer, 20 or 21 snaps. And Garrett Shumway, Garrett don't get a lot of offensive line love, but he is a role player there, especially in our big packages. And then our scout team play was Phillips, wasn't it? Tyler Phillips this week.
So before we go to break, you're halfway through the regular season. I can't believe we're already there already. How do you feel about where your team is at the midway point?
I feel good about where we are. I think anybody would sitting at 5-0. I mean, it's this one's big. I think this one, if you win this one, you're definitely you control everything in the district, much like they would. So I think this game is probably bigger than the Del City game, just because ours was back-to-back. Mm-hmm. So it makes it tough going back-to-back like that, but it also it's an ability to put it all in your control, and you can scale back a little bit next week. I hate to say that, but you can, because you have arguably the lower tier portion of the district.
I mean, 5 out of your 6 games have been insanely physical games.
Right. So you're looking to try to get some health back and things like this. Now, here's the thing: we're going to have to tape some stuff up and play through some bumps and bruises this week, and be tough. I mean, but that's what we hang our hat on. If we can go out and be tough and physical for 4 quarters, we've got some opportunity to get rest. We have some, moving forward in the next couple of weeks. So it's important for us to get this one.
All right, with that, we'll sneak aside for our first time out. This is Coffee with the Coach inside of Harper Mountain Coffee House. We'll be back with player interviews after a quick word from our sponsors.
Since 1936, Dobson Fiber believes in delivering the latest technology to the communities it serves. That's why we continue to invest in our own all-fiber network to bring your business the fastest internet speeds available. You won't believe the speed and reliability that only fiber can provide. Plus, you work with local people who know your business with 24/7 technical support. Think Dobson Fiber for all your business internet and phone needs. Dobson Fiber, fast, reliable, local.
Reagan Auto in McAlester is now offering a winterized special, which consists of a coolant flush starting at $129.99 with a free battery check. Purchase a set of tires and ask about their complimentary alignment check and road hazard options. Stop by Reagan Auto at 306 East Wyandotte Avenue in McAlester or call 918-715-3236. That's 918-715-3236.
Dougherty Pharmacy at 622 East Wyandotte, formerly known as The Medicine Shop, offers free delivery in the McAlester area. We are a 340B pharmacy, and we are a compounding pharmacy as well. With all that, Dougherty Pharmacy also has fast, friendly service. We make it easy to fill your prescriptions. Drive up, come in, or let us deliver to you in the McAlester area. That's Dougherty Pharmacy, 622 East Wyandotte, McAlester. Dougherty Pharmacy is a proud sponsor of Buffalo football.
Tannehill Furniture and Mattress is proud to support our McAlester Buffaloes. For over 30 years, Tannehill Furniture and Mattress has been your one-stop shop for all of your furniture and mattress needs. Offering quality recliners, living room sets, bedroom sets, dining room sets, and mattresses, stop by Tannehill Furniture and Mattress today and make yourself at home. Tannehill Furniture and Mattress, 5 South 5th Street in McAlester. Go Buffs! Have a great season.
Hate them.
For those on the radio, there's your Buffalo drive of the game for their 34-33 overtime win over the Dale City Eagles. Came in the final minute and 25 seconds that put McAlester in the lead for the first time in the game, despite being down by 2 scores just 45 seconds prior. It was only 2 plays long, covering 63 yards in the span of 25 seconds. It was capped off by that 50-yard touchdown pass from junior Caden Lesnow to senior Eric McCarty, the third time the duo linked up for points. Welcome back to Coffee with the Coach from Harper Mountain Coffee House on 3rd Street in McAlester. This year's show is brought to you by Reagan Auto, Dobson Fiber, Dowdery Pharmacy, and Tanny Hill Furniture. We now welcome to the show a couple of Buffalo players. You just heard of one of his plays, Eric McCarty and Jackson Lauerman. Welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you for having me.
So, always starting it off with an icebreaker. Going to start off with this one. We actually asked both of our icebreakers, the one that we're going to start off this segment with and the one that we're going to end it with, to, I think it was Lesnow and Stone. If you were a pizza topping, what would you be and why?
See, I like chicken on my pizza. I love chicken on my pizza, so I guess it's got to be chicken.
What? But why would you be? Why would you be the topping? Why would you be chicken?
I mean,
what about chicken makes sense? That's Eric McCarty on
well,
the
if
pizza.
you think about it, anything that you really put on your pizza for the topping wise, chicken is something that has been alive at one point in time. The rest of it, none of it's. I mean, I guess sausage and all that, but I don't know. I guess that was just the first thing that came to mind.
Okay, Jackson.
Pepperoni. It's a classic.
It's because it's classic. See, here's the deal. If you're a pizza topping, you don't. But if you're going to be a pizza topping, you don't necessarily have to like it. See, I like jalapenos, but I'd be a jalapeno because I'm a little bit spicy. So
okay.
That's my pizza topping if I was
that.
one. Hey, you guys have been involved with some pretty great games in your McAlester careers. Where does last Friday's 34-33 overtime win over Dale City land amongst your favorites?
For me, it's in between that one and El Reno. I can't pick a favorite out of them two. You got to look at it, like he said, there's a lot of different things that meant different things in that game. So it's got to be first or second. It's up there.
Dang, it's like picking a kid. Jackson?
Definitely between El Reno or Collinsville. One of the craziest games.
Yeah,
that's true. Collinsville's an instant classic.
It was.
If you have final pass that's landed, it's a totally different meaning to that game. So at what moment in the comeback did it hit you? I mean, I asked this to Coach Mazey. What moment in the comeback did it hit y'all that, hey, we're going to take this one?
I think that after that screen pass and after the momentum that we had picked up from that screen pass, I mean, I knew even if they went down and kicked a field goal or anything, we went into overtime like we did, it didn't matter. We were going to win. I mean, the momentum we had, the way this team plays, whenever we have momentum and we're riding high, I don't think we're stoppable.
Jackson?
I didn't see it. I was under the tent.
Man,
I was getting looked at. All I heard was screaming. And once I heard that, I was like, we won.
That's got to be a pretty cool feeling, though, also because you're like, man, I can't see this, but I can hear everything that's going on.
I was facing the stands. I had no idea what was going on. I was just trying to get my collarbone fixed.
Eric, we'll go to a couple questions with you. Take us through that 2-point try. What were the vibes like preparing for the last play of the game and everything that you felt after?
The 2-point conversion, we had ran Dozer quite a bit in that game, and a few times I knew that number 9 filled the hole pretty well. And so I knew that as long as we picked up him, nobody else had been filling the hole very well. I knew none of their DBs. Honestly, I knew none of their DBs were going to stop me when at the goal line. Like, nothing was going to stop me from getting in that end zone. And so that, I mean, like I said, I knew that as long as we picked up our blocks, which our O-line blocked it great, everything was blocked to a T. I mean, if you go back and watch, everybody that was supposed to be blocked was blocked. I think it was backside safety or corner that came over, and that's, I mean, at that point, that we're taught that's one-on-one with me, and I just got to make something happen.
So this was actually a question that was asked to us a few weeks ago, waiting for when you were going to be on the show. But it's a question from Sooner Nation. They say, we know your focus is on winning a gold ball this season, but what are you most excited about when you think of your future in Norman?
It's a dream. It's a dream come true. It's something that I've dreamed about since I've been a little kid. I grew up going to OU games and all that. So this is something that it doesn't even seem real right now. So, I guess just getting to be out there in front of that crowd is what I'm most excited about.
Instead of being in the stands, being on the field.
Just being out there, and I've always heard it from the stands, and I can't imagine what it sounds like on the field.
All right, now we have a couple questions for Jackson. You talked about being at the tent and everything, praying for a speedy recovery and everything, man. But how you feeling here on this Thursday, like 6 days after it happened?
It's not that it hurts. It's just an inconvenience to have it in a sling.
Right.
Like, yeah, I'm in pain. I have to sleep in a recliner, but besides that,
You'll be doing that a lot more when you get older, I promise you.
yeah. I'm just happy my team's made it this far. I'm proud of them for what they've done.
Dude, I mean, you played it off well. I mean, we didn't even know about it until after the game. You got up so fast. And I was like, man, I didn't even know Jackson was hurt. And then you just said, yeah, hey, coach, it's.
I know. Actually, I went to Mazey, and I was like, I can't feel my arm. And he's like, what'd you do? I felt this collarbone. It was flat. Felt this one. There was a hump. I said, I broke my collarbone. He goes, let me see. He goes, yeah, go to Baker.
That's Mount Jackson right there on your other side. Hey, I want to go back to week 0 in a game that you were a huge part of and starting the season in the win column. You know, you had to miss, 9 games or the rest of the season after game 1 last year. How'd it feel to not only be back under the lights but perform the way that you did in that game against Broken Bow?
I just wanted to get back out there. It was so fun just to be with a football team again and play on a Friday night. It was so fun. I enjoyed every bit of it.
All right, so here's our final question for both of you guys. It's always a fun one. Would you rather have bionic arms or bionic legs, and what is the reason for your answer?
You gotta think about, for him, I'm sure it's gonna be arms because he's a receiver, and for me, it's gonna be legs because I'm a running back. But I think I'd go with legs. I feel like you do. I mean, you use your legs all the time. You got to walk everywhere and all that. Sometimes you just let your arms hang. So I'd have to go legs.
Going arms.
Yeah.
He got you right there for the obvious reasons.
Yeah.
Hey, guys, good luck tonight against Coweta. Thank you for coming on the show.
I appreciate it.
All right, again, those are Buffalo players Eric McCarty and Jackson Lauerman. You're tuned in to Coffee with the Coach. Don't go anywhere. We'll speak on the Tigers next. You're on 1150 AM and 98.3 FM KN.
Since 1936, Dobson Fiber believes in delivering the latest technology to the communities it serves. That's why we continue to invest in our own all-fiber network to bring your business the fastest internet speeds available. You won't believe the speed and reliability that only fiber can provide. Plus, you work with local people who know your business with 24/7 technical support. Think Dobson Fiber for all your business internet and phone needs. Dobson Fiber, fast, reliable, local.
Reagan Auto in McAlester is now offering a winterized special, which consists of a coolant flush starting at $129.99 with a free battery check. Purchase a set of tires and ask about their complimentary alignment check and road hazard options. Stop by Reagan Auto at 306 East Wyandotte Avenue in McAlester or call 918-715-3236. That's 918-715-3236.
Dougherty Pharmacy at 622 East Wyandotte, formerly known as the Medicine Shop, offers free delivery in the McAlester area. We are a 340B pharmacy, and we are a compounding pharmacy as well. With all that, Dougherty Pharmacy also has fast, friendly service. We make it easy to fill your prescriptions. Drive up, come in, or let us deliver to you in the McAlester area. That's Dougherty Pharmacy, 622 East Wyandotte, McAlester. Dougherty Pharmacy is a proud sponsor of Buffalo football.
There you go. Welcome back to Coffee with the Coach, brought to you by Tannehill Furniture, Reagan Auto, Dougherty Pharmacy, and Dobson Fiber. I'm your voice of the Buffaloes, Brandon Green, at Harbor Mountain Coffee House on 3rd Street, McAlester, live alongside McAlester Buffalo head coach Forrest Mazey. Tonight, it's a top 3 matchup as your McAlester Buffaloes travel to Coweta to take on the Tigers. McAlester leads the series 9-6, dating back to 1992, and have won 8 of the last 10. The last 3 victors in the series have been the visiting team, so the Buffaloes are looking to have that trend continue tonight. Coach Mazey, it's time for Guess That Play.
All right, let's get it on.
We go back to 2019 in Coweta.
All right.
Buffs are leading 15-6, 9 minutes left in the second quarter. Ball at the Coweta 20-yard line, right hash, 2nd down and 10.
Right hash, and that's going towards their field house or our field house?
That's going towards
the highway?
The highway.
Okay, we roll out. We're running a Buffalo, which is our buck sweep, quarterback buck sweep. We throw it up, Gavin makes a one-handed catch, touchdown.
Golly. Let's go ahead and let's play it for those on radio. Actually, we have it on the video stream as well.
The
snap,
good. I think
sweep off the right side, now back to pass. A man fell down, going to the far side, still caught. What a grab into the end zone! What a play!
That was Gavin Johnson.
Gavin Johnson fell down, got back up, one-handed, snatched it, and went into the end zone.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. For those on YouTube, by the way, we're simulcasting, so we had to wait on the radio side of things too. So I know you heard the play on YouTube, but
Knew it.
yeah, 6 for 6.
Yep.
Dadgum. I'm going to have to step it up.
Yep. I thought you might go to 2019.
Yeah, because I went to 2020 last year.
Yeah.
So, man, nice. Way to go. Way to go. Coach, it's been a short week coming off a tough physical game. How's practice been?
You know, it's been good. I just think we have got to you just don't want an emotional letdown after a game like last week. It's not very often you have to play back-to-back games like this. You know, Dale City gets Sapulpa and Coweta gets us, and then it gets a nice long break until Dale City.
Do you think that helps you out a little bit more, or does it hurt you?
Both. I mean, because you get them done, but at the same breath, it's hard, especially on a short week. You know, because an extra day of healing, it's an extra day of work, it's all those rolled into one. So, I mean, it's good and bad. It just kind of depends on what kind of team you have.
So, speaking about the game itself, what do you think about the Tigers?
They're solid, man. I think other than the Wagner game, which is the one they lost their quarterback in, I think they've been scoring 50-plus on every game and playing good defense and doing a really good job. So, very, very similar but different opponent than Dale City. Similar in the fact that they're offensively explosive, got a lot of fast guys, score a lot of points, big strike offense, and defensively a little more sound in what they do, let you do what you do, and then they travel, rally to the ball instead of just trying to lock you down to the line of scrimmage on all aspects like Dale City does. So two different animals, very similar but yet very different. I mean, so it's kind of it's one of them where it's going to come down to, can we do what we did defensively against Dale City, and can we make some stuff happen offensively like we did, maybe a little sooner against Coweta than we did Dale City. Like I said, I think there's things that we can do that we couldn't do against Dale City, against this opponent, just because of their defensive schematics are a little different in the back end. So not as much man press.
So one thing that's a strength for Coweta, and you mentioned it on their defense, their front seven. They're returning 6 out of their 7 starters from last season. So what's your evaluation of the front seven?
Just experience. You can tell they're an experienced group. They try to control the line of scrimmage, which is the same thing we try to do offensively. Whereas, Dale City wants to, they want to create havoc. Where Coweta just wants to have control. They want to control, and then as soon as you can make a commitment to a gap, they want to close the gap up and make a tackle. So they've done a real good job of that this year. I think their backup quarterback, who has been a backup for them for his tenure, is playing really well right now. The Starks kid, he came off ACL tear last year. I think he's playing tremendously well for them, and all their other playmakers are making big plays for them too. I think they're a 2 to 3, maybe even 4-headed monster on the offensive side, and defensively, like you said, their front seven to me are really, really strong and physical.
So what would you say are the keys to the game for tonight?
Stay the course. Limit their big play. Let's lean on them a little bit, and obviously turnovers are very, very key. I think once we settle in and see where we're at, who knows?
Fourth down's probably too, because the last 2 years they've had 14 fourth down attempts. So
yeah, they like to. I feel like if they don't try to score early, they try to. They try to put the dagger in early if they can against teams, and the years we've won, we've eliminated them, been able to do that on fourth down. Anytime you go for it on fourth down, it can be inflating or deflating, and I think they've deflated themselves a little bit at times.
All right, so let's kick off at 7 tonight in Wagner County. Be sure to make the drive and watch a dang good football game. We're going to take a break. Coming up next from Harbor Mountain Coffee House on 3rd Street in McAlester, we'll have one final break with head coach Forrest Mazey reading some of your questions. Don't go anywhere. You're on 1150 AM and 98.3 FM KNED.
Tannehill Furniture and Mattress is proud to support our McAlester Buffaloes. For over 30 years, Tannehill Furniture and Mattress has been your one-stop shop for all of your furniture and mattress needs. Offering quality recliners, living room sets, bedroom sets, dining room sets, and mattresses, stop by Tannehill Furniture and Mattress today and make yourself at home. Tannehill Furniture and Mattress, 5 South 5th Street in McAlester. Go Buffs! Have a great season.
Welcome back to Coffee with the Coach, brought to you by Tannehill Furniture, Dowdery Pharmacy, Dobson Fiber, and Reagan Auto. Before we dive into some fan questions, let's look ahead at our broadcast schedule this week. Of course, it's McAlester at Coweta tonight with kickoff at 7 p.m. on this station, KNED, 1150 a.m., 98.3 FM, online at McAllisterRadio.com, and on the KNED app and the McAlester Radio YouTube channel. Pre-game at 6:20, that's radio only. Then on College Football Saturday, we have a full slate once again. We begin with the Red River rivalry with the Oklahoma Sooners looking for a spark. Kickoff at 11 a.m. on this station, KNED, with the pregame show beginning at 9. Then we have the Oklahoma State Cowboys back at home against the Texas Tech Red Raiders to see whose pistols will be firing. Kickoff at 2:30 on Rock 105.1 FM with the pregame show set for 12:30. And then we have the Tulsa Golden Hurricane at the same time traveling to face off with Navy with the pregame show at 1:30 p.m. Now, with all that said, we have Coach Forrest Mazey with our final segment this morning, where we read off some of your fan questions. If you ever have one, DM us on Twitter at Buff Sports Radio or message us on Facebook at facebook.com/McAlester Radio. Actually, we got one from Philip, our analyst for the McAlester Buffaloes. He's actually here in, well, I wouldn't say studio, here at Harbor Mountain with us. Go ahead and ask.
So, Coach, we played Broken Bow week 0, went to Shreveport, played Scotlandville, Dale City on the road. Now we play Coweta. So that makes 3 teams in the top 10 in their respective class and a very good physical team like Scotlandville. How does that prepare you mentally and physically for the rest of the gauntlet of 5A football?
I didn't expect. I mean, I really thought Broken Bow when they re-upped on the schedule, I really expected them to kind of be down a little bit. But, man, they've done a tremendous job. I think they're sitting at 4-1. Sitting close to the top of their district. So they were really surprised me in how well they played us. And then Scotlandsville was a top 10 team going in, and, they just pulled up a big upset win last week. I looked at theirs, and then the Edna Carr team they lost to had to forfeit back to them, which Edna Carr is a traditional power down there. So I think they're would be a real good 5A school here in Oklahoma. And then, like you said, Dell City. So 3 of those 5 – and even Ada's sitting at the top of their district, so.
Broken Bow's ranked?
Yeah, and Broken Bow's top 10. So, I mean, like I said, man, it's just it was a gauntlet that I didn't expect. I expected my kind of more of a roller coaster type schedule, and it turned into a pretty buzzsaw. And our district's really, really good, man.
3 out of the top 5.
That was my argument when they split this district up. In reality, we still would have had the 3, but the argument was to put Sapulpa north to try to balance any of it. And they were like, no. And I'll be honest with you, I'm just unimpressed with the district north. That's just the validity of it, and I have no problem telling them that. Just to me, I know the top 3 and possibly all 4 of us, whoever makes it, has a chance to sweep the northern side.
And it's happened before.
Right.
It happened a couple of years ago. Actually, 2019.
2019, my first season.
Yeah.
And I could see it happening again. I don't know who they'll be their number 1. It's probably going to be Grove. If it's not Grove, it's Collinsville, who struggled with BK, or it's who knows. I mean, or it's BK. Who struggled against, or with Pryor in the mix, and I watched Pryor and Coweta play, and it wasn't even close. It's 50-0. So our district's a buzzsaw. Even Sapulpa is a solid opponent and I think they're without their running back right now. I mean, so you get him back in the mix against us. There's another probably top 10 team because I think they were top 10 at the start of the season. So it's just one of them things where. I think it's set us up really well as far as the physicality of if we stay healthy and if we do everything we need to right.
Tanner asks, what is your best memory from coaching that doesn't necessarily have to be the best game?
Oh, man. One of my best memories is watching the community at Atoka when my first job is watching that whole thing shift. And we weren't over the top great, but you go from perennial 0-10 to 5-5 and then 6-5 in the playoffs. And the amount of people that show up to the games and the pep rallies change, to me that's one of my greatest memories, and that's my first head coaching job too at 25 years old. I took it at 24, I think, and to see that go from 0-10 and go from 25 to 30 players to 70 in the spring, and that's one of my best memories, to be honest with you.
Justin asks, who is your favorite linebacker of all time?
Ooh, man. I like Ray Lewis in modern times, but old school times, probably Jack Lambert.
That's a good answer.
I just think he's the epitome of tough. I kind of like Dick Butkus too. I saw some clips of him that he had a little turd in him. I like guys that play linebacker have a little turd in them.
Lonnie asks, do you remember the first play you ever called?
Ooh, yeah, actually I do. I got to call it. It was in college at Northwestern. I was a grad assistant, and they asked me what I'm seeing in the box, and I said, go back to call this play and tell him to throw that out. It's going to be there against Upper Iowa, and it was a touchdown. He had missed it a couple plays before, and I said, granted, our quarterback wasn't very smart. So I said, tell him to throw the out, and it will be a touchdown. And he threw the out, and it was a touchdown.
There you go. Hey, this is our last question, okay? And it's the only time I'll ever ask a question from a parody account. So I don't want all these parody accounts to start sending me messages, okay? So if you're going to send me a question, send it to me on your real account. But this is the only time I'm ever going to do this. It's only because I asked. It's from Heaven Carmen on Twitter. It says, quote, I have a question for my son. I have this sweet pair of Adidas shoes for tonight, needing to make some modifications. What tool would you suggest I use to get the tongue out of these bad boys?
What?
Thanks, Dad.
Yeah.
By the way, nice purr.
Oh, God. If it's a Heaven Carmen account and it's talking about modification, I think scissors would be the tool best used because everything either gets cut off or cut out. Okay, that or a good pair of insoles. Those one of those two.
There you go, Mr. Carmen. You got your answer for tonight. Coach, is there anything else you'd like to add before we wrap it up?
No, I know we got a lot of activities going tonight, and I know everybody works tomorrow on Friday, which is not unfortunate. But, man, if you can get out to tonight's game, I think it'll be an electric atmosphere. Once again, everybody is primed to watch us get beat. That's what they want. We don't fit the metro or the area. We don't fit what should be ranked in 5A. Everybody likes the metro teams because the news stations can cover them. They have to make a little longer drive. So everybody to me, I have a little chip on our shoulder because we don't fit the what everybody wants to be ranked. Because you have to travel a little further to talk to us. You have to call us. You have to set up times to come down here. You have to catch us when we're in the metro area to watch us. Go watch these young men. They truly, truly.
You have to come get clips of us, too.
Yeah. That's a whole nother experience.
Sorry about that. I had to throw that in there.
That was solid. Broken. If anybody doesn't know, you need to check out Twitter and look at the feed of the Channel 3.
Yeah,
the Channel 3 game of the week. It has Coweta running out versus the McAlester Buffaloes, and it's nothing but Broken Arrow wearing the black and gold. So it's pretty cool that the BA with a broken arrow on the helmet matches McAlester. Once again, slap in the face to me. And so get out and if you go to the volleyball game and if they get done early, shoot over to Coweta. It's not that far. Come watch these Buffs and put on another big show against a top 3 team. Once again, same district, top 3, 1 versus 1, 1 versus 2, 1 versus 3, however you want to spin it. That everybody expects Coweta, and they expect to come out and put a whooping on us. So we're there to prove everybody wrong again.
All right, thank you, Coach, for your time. Good luck tonight against Coweta.
Thank you.
All right, this has been Brandon Green with head coach Forrest Mazey. Until next week, same time, same place. That'll be game day as well from Harper Mountain Coffee House on 3rd Street, McAlester. Don't just have a great day. Have a Buffalo.